Hello, everybody.
Hi.
I'm very excited for today's talk because I'm still conflicted, and I don't even know what I want to rate this. I finished it yesterday, so we're here to talk about this book.
Hooked.
And I know this has diehard fans.
Yeah,
but
I tabbed a bunch when I reread it.
I want to be a person that tabs books, but I'm not, and I feel like I'm missing out because it looks fun. Everyone on TikTok does it, and I'm like, should I be doing that?
Oh, I can't do it for every book. Yeah, no.
Yeah,
I just highlight.
And they have a color means a different thing, and
I do that for my Kindle.
What, do different colors?
Yeah, on the Kindle app on the phone.
Oh, I was like, how do you do that on your Kindle?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll go around and say what we're reading first so people have a chance to join.
Okay.
And then we'll talk about the book. So, Tori, go ahead.
I'm reading, I don't have it, it's downstairs, but I'm reading Splendid by Julia Quinn.
Me too. I'm 100 pages in.
I'm only on chapter 3.
I'm reading, and I'm listening to an audio of Totally Folked by Penny Reed.
Oh. I didn't know she has a Patreon. I feel like so many authors have Patreons, and I don't know that they do.
Yeah.
Fun. I'm also reading Karina Hallie's new fantasy.
Oh yes. Yeah, I'm excited about that one. How is it?
It's good so far, but it's really sad. So I know Karina Hallie wrote it right after losing her father, and literally I'm 15% in, and it's all about her grieving her father's death. And so I'm just this must have been so hard, and I can just feel the emotions. So, but it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you read Night Wolf by her?
I did not. I only read the first book.
That one she wrote at the same, I think it was after she lost her brother and maybe her dad, I can't remember, but that one you could tell it comes through too. So,
well, these are all talking about this.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone, okay. I'm excited, Crystal. We were talking about you before you came on. We saw you waiting. Oh yay! Everyone's reading Splendid. Our Historical Hellions live shows tomorrow, so that's why we're all reading it right now. A lot of people. So someone else messaged me saying it was their favorite of the year last year. Hello, everybody. Oh, I saw this. Lacey, you've read this, right?
Yeah, this one's my favorite of the series.
Oh. Did you read Minx? I think that's what.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Is that the third book?
Yeah, that one was so close to being so good, but then there was some really dumb miscommunication at the end.
Is that what you said you're reading?
No, I'm reading Totally Folked. It's a spin-off of that series.
Okay. She has beard in a lot of her titles, so.
Her Winston Brothers series, yeah.
I don't see a low rating yet.
They're hiding.
I haven't gone through. No one's saying low. Okay. I remember, wasn't Cherry Limeade on the Jen's live yesterday? She was talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I popped into there. Oh my gosh.
Elena, her comment.
Everything keeps moving as I'm trying to go through these.
The one above the one you.
Yeah. Okay. As soon as I click on one, it just scrolls to the bottom, and I don't know why it's doing that. I want to know how that conversation went. Is this a didn't finish on purpose or
didn't have time type of a thing?
I don't know. Okay, now we have the I know Crystal.
We've been waiting for you, Crystal.
I know Christy didn't like it that much, but Christy said she liked Scarred. Have you read Scarred, Tori?
Mm-hmm.
Did you like it better?
How do I say it? I gave both. No, they're not bad. I gave Scarred 4 stars.
Okay.
So it was really good. There was just one little part where I was so yeah.
Okay, now we have all the low ratings. Hi, Annie. Annie's gonna be on our live show tomorrow, so we'll see you tomorrow too. 3. I feel like we have a lot more people on this live show today. than normal reading our book.
Yeah.
Like people either liked it or they didn't. Like there's not really too much.
2 stars so far.
There's like a couple 3 stars.
I will say this was like pitched so well and the cover is so pretty that I was like had super high expectations. But is the author, did it go viral on TikTok? Is that why it's been in the top on Amazon for so long?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't. Plus, the new book just came out, so more buzz.
Yeah. Which actually, she was supposed to go to the Nashville signing, so I pre-ordered some stuff from her. So I'm getting the second book. That was before I
okay. Well, at least the cover's pretty.
Right? But it's like a star retelling. I was like, that's
so The Lion King.
I think I have it right here.
I remember we talked about it during the last live.
Yeah. Well, it's so pretty.
Yeah.
Did you see
gorgeous.
Did you see the exclusive cover from, it was some other book box.
There's
for
so
Hooked. I know.
Oh.
It was for Hooked and Promises and Pomegranates, which I did not like. But the authors are like best friends.
Oh, they wrote a book together.
Yes.
It's like a thriller type-esque suspense or something.
Is that the one with the blue cover?
Yeah, kind of. Like watery, something like that.
Yeah, that's one that I pre-ordered, the one that she co-wrote with someone.
Something
I didn't know it's a thriller.
Still?
Yeah, that's a thriller?
Maybe it's not. I don't know.
It's like a romantic.
I mean, I don't know if not. I just got it because someone told me it was good. What does the crown have to do with
I think it is. She's supposed to be a queen.
So it's 2 brothers. They're one's older, one's younger, like an heir and a spare type of a thing. And when their father dies, the oldest takes over. And it's the story of the female character. She is going to marry the king. But then the younger brother gets involved too. Not like 3 of them, but like
love triangle?
No, like enemies to lovers type of thing.
Okay.
With her and the younger brother. Yeah. But she has a reason why she's like supposed to marry him and all this stuff. There's a lot of like twists and turns in the second one.
I feel this though. Hades and Persephone has such good potential, and I don't think I've read one that
almost never works out.
Yeah.
Like I hate Promises and Pomegranates. They pitch it as a Hades and Persephone. I was like,
that was so bad.
I was just watching your book haul and you're like, I don't think so, except for that he takes her somewhere and that's it. And I was like, well,
he literally kidnaps her and like keeps her in his house and doesn't let her leave. Yeah. I mean, she's like kind of for it, like she's fine with it, but like that's the only thing. That's it. And they make references to Hades and Persephone, like pomegranates with Persephone. That's it. I was like, oh no, this is not retelling. But okay.
I think it sells though. Like it helps sell the book if you say.
Yes.
And
it
for sure
annoys me so badly because I'm like, this is definitely like A Touch of Darkness. That's a true like retelling. Like they're the same names, but yeah. Or like Armed Virtues. They have the Dark Me Up.
I want to read that one.
Oh yeah, I haven't read that one yet.
They're both really good. I have them right here. These are so good.
Does it have a third one coming out?
Yes, but I think it's in June. I don't think they have like a definite date yet.
Oh yeah, someone else. That's the one that I've heard is good. Is Drag Me Up.
Yeah. Persephone is a trans character in the book, so it's really good.
We have a bot in our comments. There we go. It takes me a second. Well, I was like weirded out by the end, so we're gonna talk about the end. What did you guys give it? I did not see that coming, and I was like, "What is happening? This is weird," but it's okay.
Well, I liked it.
You liked it?
Okay. Yeah, I gave it like it could be almost 4 stars, but just again that ending, I was like, okay. But overall, I at least had fun reading it. So 3.5.
Okay. Tori, you said you gave it 4.
Yeah, so the first time I read it, I don't remember what month last year, I gave it 5 stars because I was like, this is so funny. Like, I love the like plot twist in the middle, kind of. I like that we got both point of views, and I was like, this is so great. I recommend it to everyone. And then I reread it for this live show, and I guess maybe it was seeing other people's kind of like reviews and stuff like that of like the little things that like sometimes I can overlook. I was like, yeah, okay. So I dropped it down for this one, 4.5 stars. I mean, it's not too big of a difference, but like when you reread a book, you pick up things you may have missed. So yeah, it was a good time. Like I still recommend it to people. I think it's great, but what did you give it?
So like I agree. I really liked the dark aspect of it. Like when you just like cut out that guy's tongue like 20 pages in, I was like, oh, so this is a dark romance. Okay. But I didn't love the romance. So like I don't know what to rate it because I liked the dark part. But the romance I feel like was just very surface level. He was like, oh, I like her. And then she's like, oh, I like him. And then they're just like together. And I didn't like see.
And she took him back way too fast.
I'm like, and then he like kidnaps you. And then like it's just like, I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, like I liked it overall, but I'm just nitpicky with some stuff.
Yeah. So what were some things? Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
You go ahead.
I was just going to say I definitely want to read more from her, at least.
I personally think the writing is better in the second book. Like there's some things with the writing, how, you know, like some types of books really like flow really well from like chapter to chapter. And rereading this book, that was kind of the thing that stood out to me because I wasn't so focused on like the darker aspects because I already knew what was coming. But like the flow from chapter to chapter, it was like hard stop and then pick up somewhere else. In the second book, it flows a little bit better. So like obviously, I think this is only like her third book, maybe.
Oh, really?
I don't think she has a lot. Let me see on the inside cover. Yeah, she doesn't have like I don't even think she has them in her book, but I think she only has like 4 books or something like that. So you could tell just from Hooked to Scarred that it definitely, she's kind of like, maybe she gets a new editor, I don't know, but it improves a little bit.
That is impressive with how much she's selling as a new author.
I'm pretty sure she's new. Unless she has a pen name like before that I don't really know, but
yeah. Okay, Wendy, I just like feel like had no personality. This is what I agree with. Like
she was so like solitary. It was just her, and then she cared about her brother, and she didn't do anything else.
No,
I needed more from her. She had a job that like coffee. I don't know. It didn't add anything.
Yeah. And the ending was very rushed. I was like, we haven't even gotten a conclusion. We only have 20 pages left. And it was just like, here's this, which I do like twists in books, but I'm like, there was just like one after the other, after the other, after the other.
Yeah. There was a lot that she like put in to this book.
Did you guys see, is it Smee? That name being the bad guy?
Kind of, yeah. Like, especially when he had that watch.
Yes.
During that one scene.
Yes.
This is true.
Yeah, I'm always for like the characters have to be pretty good or the plot. I can kind of go either way depending if the characters are like really good, that kind of makes up for the plot. And I liked James, I don't know, whatever you want to call him. I liked his character a lot because I feel like he had a lot more depth, than Wendy. Yeah. Like Wendy, her character, she was very much like that naive new adult age, which doesn't always work for me. Like more recently it hasn't been working. So it made up that he was so damaged and had a lot going on.
Yeah. It did. Like, I've seen this scene in movies before. It did feel very, like, stereotypical. Like, I'm trying to be a mafia romance. And I don't even know if you'd call this mafia. What would you call this? Just dark romance? He wasn't. He was in, like, the drug business.
Yeah.
So,
like
I don't know.
Mafia.
Underworld
stuff. Crime.
He, like, cut out a guy's tongue. And then I was, like, so obvious because the one guy, I forget his name, like shot the guy right before he was about to tell him the name. And I was like, well, obviously he's working with the bad people. And he's like, oh, I should have seen that. And I was like, duh. So it wasn't like, but I know it was just for the plot. But I'm like, that was so obvious that he did it on purpose at that exact moment. But he just like kind of let it go because he was just like too busy thinking about other things. So
I did like the twist with a woman because you're supposed to expect Tina, but instead it was Moira.
Yes. Which I don't know if I fully bought that. I don't know that it was her, but she was the only other like female character in the book. It was either going to be Wendy
Yeah.
or the Moira.
Yeah.
That's a name, Moira. Yeah. There weren't really any other characters.
To be honest, I didn't even care about that part. I was just like, I mean, it's there. Okay. There was just a lot. Like, there was a lot that happened.
Yeah. Yeah, because then a lot of people died. Like, Rue, yeah, died.
Mm-hmm.
And then Wendy killed her dad.
Yeah. But
I was like,
the thing that annoyed me though was when the dad shot the bad guys. It happened so fast. There was just nothing, like almost no satisfaction to it, because it was like, oh, okay, well,
right. So then I thought like she was gonna make up with her dad because he like shot the bad guys from like getting them, right? Mm-hmm. And then she just like turned around and shot her dad. I don't know. Yeah.
Do you know any of like the character names like Smee and Rue? Is that part of like
Smee?
Smee
and yeah, Smee was in Peter Pan.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know about Rue.
And then they mentioned Croc towards the end. A lot of people were saying about this book, like when I first read it, was like, that's it. That's at the end. Like I have so many questions. It felt like it was going to come out like she was going to come out with another book, but like not really. So I'm like, I don't know if the brother is going to have his own book and it's going to explain more, because people were thinking that Scarred when it first like was announced, was going to be something with this, but it's not. So yeah, I do know that people had like some questions like,
I don't know, but I really liked James's past.
Mm-hmm.
And like that made me really like his character, especially with everything that was dumped at the end about his mom and how like wasn't he like really in love with his mom or something? And it was like, what was it even? Oh no, his
dad, her mom cheated on her dad.
Yes.
With James' dad.
Yes.
I actually saw that coming. I was like,
really?
Yeah. Like
with how the dad hated.
Yeah. Why he hated his son so much.
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes I'm like this when I read, I don't like look for things. Yeah. I don't always see it coming.
Okay, yeah. And then I also felt like they were not like, who were they? Like they were just there to serve a purpose, but we learned nothing about them.
Mm-hmm. Kind of like Smee too, like just random guys that James picks up and saves. Yeah.
Rue is Rufio?
Who's Rufio?
He's from the Hook with Robin Williams. Have you seen that?
Oh,
so good.
No, I didn't.
Oh my gosh. Rufio is like the head lost boy. I think they're the Lost Boys. Yeah. In that movie. It's iconic. Have you not seen Hook? Well, Lacey, you don't watch movies, but it's so good. I think, I don't remember. Is it Dustin Hoffman plays Hook? I don't remember who it was. Maybe it's a different version.
I haven't seen that version in a while. Years.
Do you not remember Rufio? And they like chant his name, and he's got like the mohawk and the red hair. Okay. That makes sense though if he's Rufio, because yeah. Okay. He was like the leader. Trying to see what people are saying. Yeah. Oh, did he have red hair in the book?
Yeah.
I don't remember that. I just think what I think is really weird is they share a sibling now. And I'm just
I was thinking that too.
I don't like that.
Like, John, my sister's dating my brother now.
They're not related, so I guess like technically it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
I actually didn't care about that. Like I was like, oh, that makes sense.
I was actually pretty fine with that.
Yeah.
I read worse.
I've never read this before though. Have you read something where two people with a shared sibling are together?
No, like have you read Thy Kingdom Come by Monica James?
No.
The end of that book, I'm like, supposedly they're brother and sister, like true brother and sister. I don't actually think they are. Like, it's like there's 2 or 3 books left in the series that I haven't gotten to, but that was weird to me. So like this doesn't seem weird. After I read that, I was like, that's kind of gross. But yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
they
like,
were able to get over it pretty quickly.
Well, but did James know? Is that why he was so protective over?
I thought he did, but I don't think so.
I think
Okay.
he had like
just like a brotherly bond that he couldn't explain to him and his brothers. I don't know, because he like called him every day.
Yeah, I thought that was cute.
That was sweet.
But I think that kind of goes along with his character of like helping.
I don't remember this. And this wasn't a thing.
Oh, yeah.
Actually.
Yeah, they're not.
They thought so, but for like 2 books.
Mm-hmm.
I remember. I don't even know. I read this as a teenager, like when they were coming out. Like before, there were only 2 books out in this series.
Mm-hmm,
I started it. And I was not fazed by the fact that they
no.
I
don't know how we weren't.
What a time to be reading back in 2012. Oh my god. Well, that was what, 2009? That was so long ago.
I was a freshman in high school.
Because I went to Barnes & Noble when book 3 released with my friends, and we all got it and read it at my friend's house. We were really cool in high school.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yes.
I mean, I guess it makes sense, like, when your parents start dating and, like, you start, like, Ugly Love, what had that plot line.
Mm-hmm. I feel like... Sorry, you go ahead.
No, you can go ahead.
I was going to say, it is kind of weird that, like, she's sheltered, but, like, her dad basically left her to do whatever she wanted. So I find it, like, weird that she just never went out and did anything by herself.
Like she didn't try to get a career or a job or...
She worked at the coffee shop, right?
Yeah. But a little bit more, I don't know.
Like, do you want to go to college? Yeah. Do you want, I don't know, like, do something more?
Yeah, it's like she thought she had no options, but she does.
Like, you're home by yourself, and your dad's like a millionaire. You could do whatever you want.
But like, wouldn't her dad like have a reputation? Like, people know what her dad does. So how has she like never heard that her dad is like running this?
She never talked to anyone.
She went to those parties all the time, though. Didn't she say that? She would go to those like really expensive like cocktails
with her dad.
Yeah.
So they're not gonna say anything, with her dad.
Yeah,
it's true.
I did find it funny when they were in the club the first time, like when she met James as James, and they were talking about Hook, and like he comes up, and her friend was like, "Excuse me."
Yeah,
that was funny.
The brother got over it really quickly too, I will say.
Yeah.
Her brother didn't care. Her brother was like, "It's fine. I'm fine."
I don't think there's like a word for it.
No, because their parents aren't married.
And they share a half sibling, but they're not.
Yeah, no.
They share a half sibling from different parents, I guess. Like
right, because they don't have the same mom and dad as Wendy, right? Mm-hmm. James and Wendy have no blood relation, but they share a brother.
And it's not like they're even like step siblings, because it's not. No, they don't live together or anything like that, or have lived together, I guess.
Hi, Lisa. She did. Oh, I'm surprised Lisa would read this.
Oh yeah, she said she wanted to read it so she could like show up here, but guess she didn't finish.
Okay. I feel like she had no connection to her friends. She did not care about them.
Yeah. Like she ditched him for days. That the better friend was like at least worried about her, but she didn't even care about her respond.
She was literally kidnapped for 3 days, and the dad was like, "Oh, they just told me you weren't home." She's like, "You didn't even notice I was kidnapped." Like nobody cared because she had nothing going on in her life.
Yeah. It was one of those things where definitely that character was not the forefront of the story.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't think I minded the writing too much. Like I could see
me either.
Having potential, but it felt very kind of cliche. Like, I'm gonna pick this and this, and I'm making this kind of romance. So
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
But I will say, oh, go ahead.
I was gonna, I was so annoyed at how she took him back so easily after he kidnapped her. He didn't have to do anything to make up for it.
Yeah, there was no groveling. That did kind of annoy me. I was like, oh.
Yeah. But she like took him back because of that conversation at like that dinner party, right? Like in front of her dad. Oh, it was so awkward
he stood up for her,
and she like told everybody in front of her dad, and I was like, this is so weird. Like, why are you telling this to everybody? She's like, well, you heard what he said, and I'm like, oh my god, this is.
It was also one of those things when he realized that she honestly has no clue what Peter does. Like, he was even surprised, like, oh, she really has no clue. Like, she didn't know anything.
Yeah. I wanted a little bit more angst from that for him to feel worse than he did, because he was like, oh, my bad.
Yeah, I remember reading that because it was at the end of the chapter and he was like, oh, she had no clue or something like that. And then it goes to a next chapter. Like, that was where the writing, where it was like so choppy for me. It was like,
instead of
oh yeah, the king, it was brought up in the beginning once and then they never really did it again. So I was like, why, what was the point of it?
What?
I don't even remember.
Asphyxiation.
Oh, yeah.
Oh. Did they not?
Wait, I'm trying to think. I think, did it not come up again?
Not really, no.
But I wanted to talk about books go viral on TikTok for the idea of them, not because they're good. So people will see like, oh, this is, and because this has all the check marks, like dark romance, Peter Pan retelling, like so good. But it's like when you read it, it was okay, but like everybody's not picking it up because of reviews. They're picking it up because of the marketing.
Yeah.
Which is what happens to everything that goes viral. Because there's lots of books that have gone viral that I've not liked at all. And I'm like, how is this getting so many people buying it? It's because of the marketing.
Yeah, apparently Crystal was talking about this in a vlog or whatever. Like, it was like a couple weeks ago.
With
what is that?
Venom?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I literally go on TikTok after I watched her vlog, and there was a girl she did for just that one scene that Crystal was talking about. And I was like, I sent it to her and she was like, it was taken down. And I was like, but you were totally right. Like, this book has that where you can pull out like 2 or 3 lines that are really, really like interesting. And you're like, holy crap. Yeah.
When everybody talks about how spicy this book is and there's like 2 scenes.
Yeah.
Those are the only 2 scenes I talk about on TikTok. And I'm like, there's like nothing for 200 pages.
Yeah.
But that's all they like focus on and like put.
Yeah. Like Emily McIntire, when she did the TikTok for Hooked that I saw, it was about Hook and what he says to the female character. And I was like, oh, is this like a dark romance?
Like the lines from the heroes, like dirty talk. Yes.
Yes, exactly. I was like, but there's more to romance books than just that.
Tell that to TikTok.
So frustrating. Like, I hate it.
Well, but then Crystal also talked about how like authors are now kind of like writing for TikTok.
Yeah.
And I saw Sophie Lark. She's now posting stuff like about writing, and she talked about how I forget what she called it, but she's putting a lot of like quotable moments in certain parts. So she's like, this is something that everyone's going to highlight on their Kindle, and you want to make sure you include that. So that's like a selling point for your book. I forget what she called it. Maybe it is a quotable moment. I don't know. But she was talking about that on TikTok.
Yeah. I mean, I just feel like it is frustrating, like reading so many romance books. There's quotable moments that don't have to be like super spicy or like dirty talk or anything like that from like either one of the characters for it to be like a really good book. But it's frustrating when the author puts like so much time and effort into those quotable moments that everything doesn't like live up to the same level as those. So then on TikTok, it's all this stuff like that. Guild, that's that fantasy romance series. It was like the 3rd book had a quote that got all these people hooked on it. I'm like, I'm not about to read 2.5 books just to get some type of romance.
Yeah. Yeah. I got on Facebook, a lot of people ask, should I in the groups that I'm in, they ask, should I read Guild? And then people are like, well, the first 2 actually sucked, but then you have to, keep going until the 3rd book. But it's like you want people to read 2 bad books just to get to the good stuff.
It's like that Savage Land. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, but like writing is a business, so like you want to sell your books. But like Sophie Bullark's books are good in my opinion, so like I'm okay with her doing that. But there's other authors who rely on that, and then like the rest of their books just like aren't that. But that's how what's pulled from them, so they sound good. I don't know. Yeah.
Do you think it's like a
that.
one-hit wonder thing then? Like they get popular because of this viral book, but then people realize the writing isn't actually good.
But people like it. Like Zodiac Academy.
Oh yeah.
It's so
that
bad.
was before TikTok though, I'm pretty sure. It was huge before TikTok.
Well, it's blown up again because of TikTok, because everybody on TikTok talks about it, and like apparently it gets good like 5 books in, and I'm like, I'm not gonna read 5 books to get to the good books. But even then, I know people who have given book 1 like 5 stars, like no question. And I'm like,
I wanted to try that, and then I think, I saw you DNF it. I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna try it. Yeah, I started reading Guild. I got 2 or 3 chapters in, and I'm like, no, I'm not doing this. I'm not interested in the slightest.
I didn't think about this.
Yep, people were doing this. Yeah.
What I learned, I saw this TikTok, and I'm assuming it's true. So, the song A, B, C, D, E, F, U, and your whatever. So it became viral because they were writing it on TikTok. And a comment said, how about you write a romance song about the alphabet? And so they did. And so someone like searched that person who commented that comment, and they're on the marketing team for their record label. So the entire story of them writing this song on TikTok was all fabricated by their marketing team. And it worked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know. I can like not trust anything going viral on TikTok because it feels so like intentional.
Yeah, more often than not, it's gonna be an ad, an ad for something.
Right. But they made it seem like it was just some random commenter being like, hey, this is a fun idea. And they're like, yeah, let's roll with it. But it's like all on purpose. And
yeah, I saw Book of the Month did that, but at least they did it on their Book of the Month account. They commented using that account.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the whole thing, like pulling single quotes out, like is totally fine. Like specifically in books or songs, like you could do that. It's totally fine. But it's just like when it goes viral, just because that one kind of part sounds good doesn't make like the whole thing good,
Do you guys follow Charlie Puth?
No.
Oh my God. He is the definition of like running TikTok with his music, because he created a song on TikTok. He's like, let me show you how I'm going to make this. And then waited like 6 months to release it. And it's like broken records on Spotify because of him doing everything on TikTok about it.
Like the process?
Yeah. Because it's called Light Switch. And he's like, what if I made a song with this? And he like flicked a light switch on, and they like built the bridge, and then he like slowly added more to it on TikTok and like kept on teasing about it. Yeah.
Tori Brooks.
Yeah, sometimes I think that too. I'm like, do you?
Yeah, like did we read the same book?
Like, there was another book I read. Like I follow some like book talk creators, but like I trust their recommendations because they recommend like books that like I've never heard of, like on Kindle Unlimited and stuff like that. I was like, that's how you know, type of thing, that they go and like dig through Kindle Unlimited because there's so many books on there. Yeah. But like this was I think one of the last books. Hooked was one of the last books that I read that got hyped on TikTok, because like sometimes I can get caught up in that and I read the book and I'm like, oh my God, this is so good. I had such a good time, which it was a good time, but it's not like the best book. I don't think I put Hooked in my, I don't think I put Hooked at all in my like best books of 2021 at all. So, but it was a good time. Like I enjoyed it. I'll keep the covers. They're gorgeous. I did look up Emily McIntire. She's only written one other series. And
that is crazy that she's been able to do that her career.
Yeah, 3 or 4 books.
Authors don't go off like this after 3 or 4 books.
And then after Hooked, she released that book with I just looked it up. Be Still My something with Sad Carmen.
Be Still My Heart.
Are there any debuts from TikTok? Book Talk? Debut authors who went viral? I feel like there has to be, right?
Did Anna Huang write before?
Oh, she wrote a lot before.
Well, Allie Hazelwood,
did
wasn't
you?
that her debut book?
That's true.
Who?
But maybe indies, like any indies.
Mm,
Allie Hazelwood.
I don't think
Yes.
so. I'm trying to think.
They do that on purpose so you can watch it till the end and then they don't tell you and they put it in the comments.
Oh, I hate
Everything's a game. How to keep them watching for long enough that they show your TikToks to other people.
What gets me is that people who are authors are posting those quotable moments. They haven't even written the book yet. I watched last night. I watched 2, and I was like, "What book is this?" It sounds really interesting because it was like a fantasy romance. You know, Fable Feb's coming up, so I wanted to like read authors I've never heard of. And I go in the comments, and you know, people are like, "What book is this? What book is this?" And you have to go deep in the comments. And she's like, "Oh, I'm just now writing the book." I'm like, "How do you know it's gonna be a quote in there?"
But TikTok makes you play this game because that's the only way you'll get views.
Yeah, it's so yeah.
So it's blame TikTok. It's annoying, but like, but also I've seen. Oh, I don't know what that was referring to. You don't make a lot of money on TikTok, like at all.
I don't know.
Yeah, but, like, I didn't know people in the book talk community made money at all. Maybe unless like you have a sponsorship with like Book of the Month or something like
You
that.
can join the creator fund.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I've heard of that, but how much? Do you know how much
like
people make from it?
$100 over like months. If you
Oh,
have like
geez.
over 100,000 followers, it's not a lot.
Oh wow. That's so surprising to me. Like that's so weird. Like Ice Plain Barbarians, I heard of that on YouTube. Like
Yeah,
a while ago.
years ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do think it's cool that they're giving opportunities though to be traditionally published books.
Yeah, or like taking. I know Scarlett St. Clair. She has. Is her stuff going from indie to traditional now?
Yes.
Yeah.
This is true. It has been fun seeing Sophie talking about her updates for writing.
It's the same thing that people do with the music. Like Charlie Puth, you were saying, if you get the behind the scenes.
Yeah, so she's gonna build hype and she'll be like, this is my process. Yeah.
I'll tell you now, Mr. Lark is a genius when it comes to that stuff. He really thinks like, oh, I know he put her up to that, like for sure.
Yeah.
No doubt.
I mean, she's someone who's blown up. I saw Brutal Birthrights in the top 100 on Amazon, so it's still. I know, Lacey, you didn't love it, but I really like that book. I'd be interested. Are you, Lacey, gonna read The Heir?
Is that the spinoff? The first one?
Yeah.
About their kids?
Yeah.
Is it Friends to Lovers?
I don't know.
I loved it. It was so good.
A lot of people tell me, I don't know if it's The Heir, but maybe another book in the Brutal Birthright series. Has anyone read more from the series?
I read the second book and I didn't like it.
Is that Dean's book?
No, that one's the third one. I haven't read that one yet.
I could not stand Dean in the first book.
Yeah,
like, I love his book. And I'm like, okay, but I really hated him in the first book.
Like, even with the Brutal Birthright series, there's the first one that I really liked. I didn't really like the second one. I skipped the third one. The fourth one was okay. The fifth one's my favorite. And the sixth one
You skipped book 3?
What?
You skipped book 3?
Yeah, Savage Lover.
I've heard that's people's favorite.
Was it the third one? I don't. I forgot which one. I think it's the third one. Because I asked Jen, I was like, can I skip this one? This one doesn't seem interesting. She was like, yeah, it's fine. I want to go back and read them. But like while I was reading the series, I was like, I wanted to get through a lot of them. But I think it's because that one's a new adult age. Like they were super young compared to the other characters. But yeah, I read the first 2 of Kingmakers. And I loved The Heir. What is the second book called? The Rebel. And I gave that one 3 stars. Like it wasn't awful. It just wasn't like my favorite.
I mean, hopefully.
Yeah.
I will eventually read more, but just because of the first book, I bumped it quite down on my TBR.
What did you give the first book?
3.
Oh, I mean.
Yeah, it's not like bad or anything, but not what I expected. I expected to love it.
I honestly don't even remember what Savage Lover. I think it's Savage Lover.
I don't think it was a heist book. Wasn't it the Bodyguard one, or is that a different one?
No, that's book 5. That was my favorite.
Okay.
She's a lawyer too, so that's fine.
But Sophie had a lot of books before she blew up on TikTok too. She has a really big backlist.
Yeah, I have a whole page.
Besides these 2 series?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she has 9 books in a Mafia series.
Oh.
And those are thinner. They're like that.
Yeah.
Like normal 250 page. Yeah, Savage Lover. I skipped that one.
Okay. I loved The Heir so much, but I'm like forcing myself not to continue that series until I've read the Brutal Birthright series. Because I know I should finish the Brutal Birthright series before getting into this one to get the background. But you don't have to, but I heard they're really good. Oh, someone did though say Elena Armas got picked up by a publisher.
Oh, yes. Yeah. She's a debut that got viral while she was indie, at least.
Yes. But I wonder, is it better going with a publisher? Like, why wouldn't she just continue indie since she was so... Unless they, like, offered her something more than she would make indie.
Yeah. Gotta see that contract.
Right? Is that public information?
I doubt it.
How much?
I'm actually interested with Katie Robert for her Dark Olympus series. That's traditionally published.
She's done traditionally published books before, though, right?
Oh,
like
stuff. Yeah, she was with Forever.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, for some reason, I think I said in a video, I thought this was her first, like, traditionally published stuff. Yeah, she definitely got it.
I know, but like indie authors like Willow Winters makes so much money because she's like built up this like empire for herself, and it's just like, I don't know. And Katie Robert too makes like, I don't know if she's high. I don't know how much 6 figures she makes, but she makes at least, she makes in the 6 figures. But I don't know if she would make that as a traditionally published author. I don't know, because don't they not get paid a lot as traditionally published authors?
Not unless you're up there.
But I mean, Electric Idol's on the bestseller list, and it's only been out a week, so.
Yeah, I really like that one too.
Yeah.
I like that one more than I like the first book.
I haven't read it. I don't know if I want to read it.
Yeah.
I'm more interested in all the other retellings, like Psyche and Eros is one of my favorites to read. Aphrodite and Hephaestus, like those. So, yeah, I think when I read the first one, because it was Hades and Persephone, I was like, just another one.
Yeah. I also heard, though, that authors who, like, pitch their book on TikTok and it goes viral get picked up by a publisher before they've even written that book.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe that's why they're posting those, like, quotable moments, then it's like they haven't written the book. Yeah.
But the thing is, if you post your idea, what if someone takes it? Because it's happened on Twitter. I know that.
Right.
It's kind of crazy to me that people would go traditional. Like, I'm honestly surprised Sophie Lark hasn't gone traditionally published, but I think it's because she makes, like, she has more control.
I think it's because it's Mafia too, like dark romance. I don't see traditionally published dark romance that much.
That sells well.
Yeah.
Like Cressley Cole's was, but.
Yeah, but it wasn't even that dark.
No, that's why I didn't like it. I was like, this is not like a mafia romance. They're just sitting around the whole time.
Which is like so weird that like those books, they do so well for like romance readers, but yet they don't get picked up. They're the ones that stay indie.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Are there any dark romances?
There's romantic suspense, but you know, nothing.
Yeah.
Too dark. Because Katie Robert, her Forever, the one she published with Forever, it's Mafia, but it wasn't that dark.
Yeah.
I don't even think Dark Olympus is that dark.
Yeah, no.
Which is interesting.
So weird.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, it's so weird considering the stuff that she usually writes.
Yeah. But considering how dark romances were through like the 70s and 80s and 90s, and now they like won't touch that anymore. I don't know. She's someone that also has her marketing down and has a very solid. Oh my god, and Megan Quinn. Like, I don't know.
Oh yeah.
She loves Megan Quinn, but I don't know anybody else who like regularly picks up Megan Quinn's books on like Instagram or YouTube, she's constantly in the top on Amazon.
Yeah. I think, but I feel like those authors have been around for 6, 7, 8 years now.
Yeah.
So they've like literally is like from the start kind of built it up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we were talking about
Yeah.
Patreon.
No, RM Virtues has, I think, a Patreon too, which I didn't know about until recently.
Katie Roberts does, and I think she does really well on. Yeah, that's what I said. I said Bree's the only one I know that reads Megan Quinn a lot.
Yeah. Her dad likes it too, which I find hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna read this next month because I can't believe I hadn't read it before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Last year.
Yeah.
And now
Jess and I talked about this. Like I read Danielle Laurie 2020 and then she blew up last year. And then Jess read Mind F last year and then it blew up this year.
Is it like hype? Like, okay, because it's blown up, like, should I lower my expectations? Or
oh no, it's worth it. It's so good.
Okay.
Yeah, I love the author. At least her other pen name.
Yeah, I remember you like talking about it, and I was like, oh, it's one of those bingeable series. Like, I don't know if I have the mental capacity to do this right now.
Yeah,
because I know I'm gonna just want to binge all of them.
But it's interesting how popular dark romance is on TikTok. Because I feel it also gets a lot of stigma on TikTok too, but
I feel like it's either like people think it's dark, but it's not. I think I said this about like Crescent City. Like last February, I posted, or I only read Crescent City because TikTok was like, it's so spicy, it's so spicy. And then I read Crescent City and I was like, what the heck? And then I forget that.
Spicy for the teens.
TikTok, yeah, exactly. They were like 16, 17-year-old kids. And I'm like, all right. I mean, I wasn't reading stuff like that when I was I was reading like 50 Shades of Grey when I was 16, 17. So like my definition is a lot different than others. So, but I feel like now either on that side of TikTok where people think it's super dark and I'm like, no, not really. Or it's like the true dark stuff where they take those quotable moments out.
I was just going to say it's probably not getting a new cover. I don't know if they can charge it for books now.
Well, I see the cover that the more red one. That's, I think, the ebook version, but then they have the huge
bind up.
Yeah. It doesn't seem.
Oh, she doesn't. The paperbacks aren't individual.
No.
Yeah, that's like the Dark Side series. They have 2 giant paperbacks, 2 books each.
Yeah. But the author passed away last year, so
yeah,
nothing's gonna happen. I have not.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I thought about trying to read it.
I think people read it for the shock value.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I think you read it, yeah, and then kind of be like disappointed and be like, oh, this is it? I mean,
yeah, I wasn't a big fan of her writing in Diver's Heart.
I did not know that was the same author when I read Diver's Heart.
Yeah. But I really didn't like her writing.
But it's also like write the most shocking thing you can and people will talk about it.
That's reverse harem, right?
Yeah. Because the things I've heard about Den of Vipers scares me. But like that paired with bad writing, I don't want to read it. So
yeah.
Has Archer's Voice blown up?
Has it?
I don't know. I haven't really heard of it recently.
No, Mary was talking about it. She recently read it at the beginning of the year.
Mm-hmm.
And she was on her Instagram. She was like, Archer.
It did get picked up by Forever a few years ago.
Yeah. It was one of those like old OG indie romances.
Yeah.
That people loved and they got picked up.
He's just a grump.
Made it happen.
Yeah.
What?
He's just a big grump.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love Archer's Voice and I like Mia Sheridan. But
yeah, me too.
Yeah. Have you read any other dark romances like this that have as much like gore as this?
Oh.
Probably. Let me see.
Thy Kingdom Come by Monica James, because it takes place in Ireland and it's like two rival kind of mafia families, you know. So that had a decent amount in there. But it wasn't my favorite book ever.
I feel like North of the Stars had some like whoa scenes, which is by Monica James, which I didn't love either. That one. Oh yeah, I know that Den of Vipers has knife play, but I don't know the specifics.
Oh yeah, so does Promises and Pomegranates.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it wasn't like shocking to me. But maybe I'm like
nothing
desensitized.
Like, crazy. Yeah.
Oh, I'm intrigued by this. Have you guys read this?
I haven't. I think we talked about it.
I saw Naima. She liked it, I think.
Yeah.
I read this one.
Is it dark?
I think so.
I don't know if it's dark in like a dark romance way or dark as in like a spooky way.
Okay.
I don't remember.
There's just a lot I'm desensitized to now, though. Like the rat thing I was like, okay, in this book. I wasn't grossed out by it when he was like, yeah, it's going to start eating your intestines and bones, which I also feel like he kind of passed out too quickly in that scene.
Or in this one, in Hooked, when he saw Rue like hanging there, it was described kind of in detail, and I was like, oh.
Right? Like his name's hanging out, you know? I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I can't think of any other one.
I don't know, Tilly Cole. I don't know if it's gore, but definitely violence.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like those type of things I'm pretty desensitized to, honestly. Like in Dead Man Walking. That's another one.
I don't
Faye and Priest.
Yeah.
Where he like carves his name
into her. Yeah. Which again, I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Not that I know of.
I like her things. I just don't think it's like fantastic.
Okay. I have Ruth the Stranger.
I like that one. I like the whole premise. I think I gave it 4 stars, but like I feel like when you release a book a month like that and you are so quick to put out like books like that, it kind of can be redundant. So I get nervous reading it. Like, is it the same kind of books over and over? Because it's like all Russian mafia. So
I am excited for this.
It's supposed to be a prequel, right? Or happens before.
Like, more historical setting, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I will say what I didn't love. Where is it? Tilly Cole's. Oh, well, these are very like graphic, but like of horrifying things. And I'm like, I don't need that much page time.
Yeah, that's what I was.
Romance.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. Raphael, the violence in it, not necessarily gore, but sexual violence
on page over and over again. And I'm like, you can just tell us what happened. We don't need to like see this. And that's what happened in this too. And I'm just like, we don't need to see this over and over and over again.
I asked for like the most taboo books because I want to do like taboo reading vlog next month. And that Tilly Cole one was on there. Well, I think both of those, someone put both of them.
This one's taboo?
I guess.
Which one?
Sick. The sick one.
F.
Yeah.
That's not taboo.
Oh, I haven't read it. What is it about?
They like.
I don't know if you were mentioning like
children.
Yeah, if you were mentioning the gore, maybe people look. Someone put The Air by Sophie Lark in my little question. They're like they're cousins, and I was like, no, they're not.
They're not. They're not related to blood. I just filmed a video about that today, and I was like, they're
I mean, you have to have Kay Webster in that list.
Is that The Wild by her?
Oh my god, are you gonna read The Wild?
And she also has an actual incest one, but it's not available on Amazon, I don't think.
Oh yeah. I think a couple people put some of K. Webster stuff.
Yeah, this isn't Taboo. It's dark. Maybe they're confusing dark with Taboo.
I said Taboo. I looked up some, like someone put, I don't know if I could do like brother and sister stuff. So I have a list. I'm narrowing it down, but yeah, I don't know.
I would not recommend trying the wild because I'm emotionally scarred from that and I can't ever get that.
You put one of them in. Oh, which one was the one you put?
Did I put one in?
Yeah, that you gave it 1 star.
Was it the wild?
I don't know if it was. I don't know. I have your name.
I might have said the wild, but don't read it.
Riley put 1. She put the devil. Something. The devil.
Oh, Ashley Jade.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know how taboo that is.
Yeah, I have to look it up. That's why I'm like, I want to pick ones that I know are taboo. Like someone put Balance by. What's her face?
I
read the wild and Balance, and I had a DNF Balance. I
read the Balance years ago when it was actually on KU.
Did you like it?
No.
Oh, okay.
I ranted about that book. Like I don't mind the tabooness of like the student teacher, but it was what happens after they are together for the first time that I was like, no, can't do it. Can't do that. But yeah. Lisa.
I mean, okay, I will agree that the taboo part I was actually like not too grossed out about, at least. I was like, okay.
She was raised for 17 years thinking, I don't want to spoil it, but like, which I already knew that going in though, so I didn't know that was a spoiler when I went into the book. Because like that's what people say when they talk about it.
Is it the uncle one?
No, the dad one.
Dad one.
Oh.
Yeah, but I didn't like it because of how he treated her.
Well, yeah. And like it was just so dramatic. It was just like in our trailer fell off the cliff and my mom dies and and they're like, and now we're stuck in this trailer. I'm like, what is this? I do need to read Ammo Jones.
Yeah. I know Naima loves her. QB Tyler.
It's QB Tyler. Yes, it has a lot of taboo stuff. Where'd it go? I'm scared of San Mariano now because I did not like.
Oh, yeah, I remember when you told us about the one you read.
Literally, the first 50 pages is him sexually assaulting her, and he's the hero. And there's no redemption ever from that. So,
I don't think I've ever read a San Mariano book.
I really like this one though. So she doesn't see him as a father. She does not see him as a father. I want to clarify that.
Yeah, it's one of those things when you use those words, like in Hooked, if you would have used like it's like if you pitch it from her brother's point of view and you're like, oh, it's my brother and my sister and they're dating. You're like, what the hell?
Right.
Yeah, there's always a way to spin it even worse.
Yeah.
Okay, I remember watching this video and I'm like, this is actually disgusting. But I don't think I read like a cousin's book either though. And I was like, there's nothing that would make that okay.
That is so strange.
I was so shocked when someone put the air in my little like taboo thing and then they put their cousins and I was like,
they're not.
What? Their parents are friends. Like,
well, they like said that they're technically labeled cousins because like one of their relatives is married to another one of their relatives. But like they're not married. They're not related by blood. No.
Mm. Wasn't like Dean's related somehow. Oh, I can't remember.
I hope he's not related to Anna.
No, I know. Was it? I think that comes down the South book.
I have not read Forbidden. Forbidden sounds too terrifying.
Oh yeah. Forgot about that one.
Who was that one by?
Like Tabitha something, right?
Oh, yeah. Put that in my. Oh, I had that.
It's got like the barbed wire heart around it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I could. I read Flowers in the Attic. No,
as an adult.
As an adult, yeah, no, I was not reading that as a child. But I read it when I was like 18, and I was like, this is horrifying.
Yeah,
but I kind of forget that they're step
Right.
related because
I feel
they've
like
never seen each other before.
it's okay when there's no established relationship already. Then it's not as taboo. Which was funny because I was doing my video of like most taboo books, and like a lot of people call Birthday Girl taboo, and I was like, that is so tame.
Yeah, but we're desensitized.
Yeah.
Oh, I read Corrupt by Penelope Douglas like last year, I think at the beginning of the year. And people were saying it was kind of dark. And I was like, not really. I mean, he's just like one of those heroes that just so happens
Yeah,
to be
it's
really
it's a good intro to dark
Yeah.
romance.
I know a lot of people read Flowers in the Attic when they were way too young.
Yeah, that's why I
I did
asked you.
No. I feel like that's more like people who were like born in the 80s, and because it wasn't that big in the 80s. Yes. When did that come out? Early 90s?
Yeah, a long time ago.
Yeah.
I mean, technically some of the historicals we read, historical romances, they're dark.
That's true.
That's so bad that you were watching that as a kid. I don't know. Do you want to talk about our next book?
Yes, we are reading a fantasy romance next. Let's see, let me get the cover.
Oh, it came out in 79. Flowers in the
wow.
Attic did. Riley, it's Push by Nyla K.
Oh.
I'm very intrigued by that one.
But it's 500 pages.
Yeah. But when I saw the synopsis, I was like, that doesn't sound too bad. But then I think, like, I don't know. I don't want to spoil it. It goes more than that. Okay, Lisa.
Okay, so next month we are reading Little Fire by Holly Mans. It's a fantasy romance. First in a series, it's an indie romance. It's kind of a dark hero, I think. And she has amnesia.
I don't remember where I saw it, but I literally saw it like 2 days ago when you mentioned it.
Yeah, I saw it on Instagram, I think. I noticed the pretty cover.
Mm-hmm.
Is it a
Kind of reminded me. What?
Is it a Pharaoh Feb author?
I don't know.
I don't know.
But the cover reminds me of Lord Thalassa.
Yeah. That when you showed it, that's what I was like, wait, is that? That looked like the Pestilence cover.
Yeah.
I already filmed my February TBR and I was like, okay, Ravished by Romance. They don't post their book until a live show, but I'm filming ahead of time. So whatever that book is, I'll be reading.
Yeah.
If you love Laura Thalassa, Sarah J. Maas, and C.L. Wilson, you will love this book.
That always makes me so nervous. Like,
yeah, I don't really trust those when they compare to other popular books or series.
It's in their own synopsis, though. That means the author put that in there. I'm wondering, though, if the author, like, this came out in 2021. Pestilence was out way before this.
Mm-hmm.
Was she trying to make a little nod to Laura Thalassa?
I guess so.
People did that, or not people, but Savar Miller did that with Promises and Pomegranates. She put Hades and Persephone, and I was like, oh, okay, I'll give it a try. And then I was like, no, this is just a dark romance.
Yeah, it's on KU.
Yay.
I've not read this book yet. Is there a twist in it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I've only read book 1.
Oh, yeah. That's
are some of them related to each other?
Oh, is that the context? I was trying to figure out the context.
Oh, yeah.
I read all 4 of those books, and it's not. I don't know. I'll just say that.
This is what I was
Yeah, I mean, I can see why you would hide it from your parents.
It is a really pretty cover. Is it long? No, it's 500 pages. Fantasy books are always so long.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's it. Thank you for joining. I'm glad some of you still enjoyed Hooked. That was a fun conversation. Thank you, Tori, for joining.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Okay, well, check out our book. We will post about it on our Instagram, and live show will be at the end of the month on Lacey's channel.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
The book is called Little Fire by Holly Mans.
I don't know if we put it in the comments, it'll go away when we end the live show, right? Yeah. I'll just put it in there. Little Fire. What is that title? That's a weird title for a fantasy. Anyways, yes. Okay. Bye.
Right.
Weird ending. You want to say bye? Bye.